The Song of the Starflower Kids Story Bedtime Story Magical Tale, A Melody of Hope. In the quiet village of Windmere, perched at the edge of a vast meadow, there was a legend about a flower that could sing. Known as the Starflower, it was said to bloom only once every 100 years beneath a full moon, its melody bringing hope and healing to all who heard it. Aria, a girl with a love for music, had heard the stories from her grandmother. She spent countless nights dreaming of hearing the Starflower song. As the 100th year approached, whispers spread through the village that the Starflower would bloom in the coming week. Determined to witness the miracle, Aria ventured into the meadow one evening, armed with her grandmother's locket and a heart full of hope. The Silent Meadow. Under the moonlight, the meadow glowed softly, but the Starflower was nowhere to be seen. As Aria wandered deeper, she noticed something unusual. The air was heavy, and the usual hum of crickets and rustling leaves was absent. Suddenly, a soft, sorrowful hum filled the air. Turning toward the sound, Aria saw a faint glow in the distance. Her heart raced as she approached and found a cluster of wilted flowers. At their center stood the Starflower, its petals dull and its light flickering weakly. "You've come," a soft voice said, startling Aria. Looking around, she saw no one. "Who's there?" "It is I, the Starflower," the voice replied. "My song has been silenced, for the melody crystal, which gives me life, has been taken." The quest for the melody crystal. The Starflower explained that a mischievous sprite named Zephyr had stolen the crystal, hiding it in the whispering caves at the edge of the meadow. Without the crystal, the Starflower's bloom would fade, and its song would be lost forever. "I'll find it," Aria vowed. Guided by the Starflower's faint glow, Aria made her way to the whispering caves. The journey was treacherous, with winding paths and shadows that seemed to stretch endlessly. The mischievous sprite. Inside the caves, Aria found Zephyr perched atop a stalagmite, the melody crystal clutched in his tiny hands. He was no bigger than a sparrow, with shimmering wings and a mischievous grin. "Why have you taken the crystal?" Aria asked. "I was lonely," Zephyr said, his voice high-pitched and playful. "The crystal's glow keeps me company. The Starflower needs it to sing," Aria said gently. "Without its song, the meadow will wither." Zephyr hesitated, his wings fluttering nervously. "But if I give it back, I'll be alone again." Aria knelt and opened her grandmother's locket, revealing a tiny, glowing gem. "Take this instead. It belonged to someone I loved, and it carries her warmth. It can keep you company." Zephyr's eyes widened with wonder. "It's beautiful." With a nod, he placed the melody crystal in Aria's hands and accepted the locket in return. The Starflower song. Aria hurried back to the meadow, placing the melody crystal at the base of the Starflower. The moment it touched the soil, the flower's petals unfurled, radiating light as pure and bright as the moon. Then, the Starflower began to sing. Its melody was unlike anything Aria had ever heard, a song of love, hope, and renewal that seemed to touch the very soul. The meadow came alive, its flowers blooming in vibrant colors and the air filled with the hum of life. A song remembered. The villagers of Windmere awoke to the sight of the glowing meadow and the sound of the Starflower's song. They marveled at the miracle, but only Aria knew the full story. The Starflower's song stayed with her, inspiring her to create her own music that echoed the beauty of that magical night. And every time she walked through the meadow, she could feel the Starflower's gratitude in the gentle sway of its petals.